My name is Natalie Forcier, and I'm a veteran of the Canadian Armed Forces. On a day like today, my story is only one of many who fought in foreign soil. This is dedicated to the ones who never came home. Today, reflecting on Remembrance Day, we remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice to protect our country and our freedoms. It's because of those who came before me that I'm able and empowered to share my story with you all. I grew up in a small French community in northern Saskatchewan with my 5 siblings and surrounded by friends and family. After graduating high school, I joined the Canadian Armed Forces to become a medical technician, commonly referred to as medic. For me, I was intrigued with the adventure and privilege of serving my country in an environment that was steeped in history, duty, and valor. In 2002, I began my journey in the Army, where I completed my basic training, learning to fire weapons, wear my uniform, how to move during specific drill commands, and most importantly, work as a team. After graduating basic training, I moved onto my medical training, where I was equipped with paramedical skills in British Columbia, then off to Ontario for nursing skill sets. Upon completion of my trade training, I was then posted to CFB Winnipeg and CFB Trenton in military medical clinics, where I spent the remainder of my career upgrading my training, working at the recruiting center, and various taskings in Canada and abroad. I first deployed to Afghanistan in 2008, where I found myself at Kandahar Airfield, the hub in Afghanistan where Canadians and allied nations land prior to dispersing to their respective areas of operation within the country. I worked at the Role 3 International Hospital, where we received all the casualties, whether that be Canadians, Taliban, coalition forces, or collateral victims. The color of their skin or their uniform didn't matter, only the nature of their injuries. My job was to drive the ambulances onto the airstrip, wait for the choppers to land, and transport all the injured to the Role 3 hospital, where we were met with trauma and surgical teams made up of medical personnel from around the world. Although there were days that ran into days, dust storms, and unbearable heat, the profound connection and collaboration throughout the chaos was incredibly impactful. Our teams were made up of all walks of life, varying degrees of medical professionals, all to save lives. I returned to Afghanistan in 2010, now deployed to Camp Nathan Smith in the heart of Kandahar City. Our camp was an old fruit canning factory that had been transformed into a small but secure base. We had a camp kitchen run by Canadian military cooks. We had a garden with massive pomegranate trees. And surprisingly so, we had a water reservoir on our camp that we utilized as a pool if time allowed. My exposure to the Afghan country and culture was far greater this time. On this tour, my role was a dismounted medic, where we traveled to the Kandahar province with different organizations or government officials to meet with elders or check in on projects such as building schools for girls, water sources for communities, or training prison guards at Saraposa Prison. Within the country, anytime a Canadian section would leave camp on a patrol, whether that be on foot or in an armored vehicle, they had to have a female, a medic, and an interpreter, out of respect to their culture and safety of the group. Most often than not, I was the only female and medic on most of the patrols I did. Despite the oppression of women that I knew was ingrained in the culture, I had also ingrained in me through my military training that I'm a soldier first, above all else. I knew and trusted the men I worked with to protect me. As such, it was empowering for me to know that Afghan men were able to see that a woman could work and walk beside a man as an equal. We knew we couldn't enforce change. We could simply influence them.